Devi. And now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is glorifying Vishakha Mataji. Meditate on Sri Vishakha as one's instructing teacher. Vidyabhushan cited the following verse on Yamunastakam, verse 1, to confirm that the Yamuna river is a non-different manifestation of Sri Vishakha. We offer prayer to the daughter of Suryadev, sun god, the Yamuna river, where Lord Vishnu, Krishna, sports with delight in her waters, and whose spiritual body is Vishakha. And there is a beautiful pictures. Vishakha shows the damsels of Braj how to decorate the Braj with flowers. So many sakhis are preparing the garland and they are hanging on the tree, decorating. Some sakhis are carrying the flower in the baskets to help them. Some is stringing the garland, beautiful picture. On the next, it says Ramanand Rai, an incarnation of Vishakha Devi, teaches Lord Chaitanya, who is in Radhika's mood. Very nicely displayed where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sitting beside Ramanand Rai listening. Vidyabhushan further remarks on the above verse as follows. Sri Vishakha is considered to be the spiritual body of the Yamuna river. Thus, by humbly offering prayer to Yamuna, one automatically offers prayers and worship to Sri Vishakha. Srila Rupa Goswami has compiled these 8 verses that glorify Sri Yamuna as the Yamuna Astaka in the Stavamala. So I think let's read those 8 prayers by Rupa Goswami. May Sri Yamuna, the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god, always purify me. She saves one from entering abode of her brother Yamaraj, who punishes the sinful after death. She allows sinners who merrily see her to cross over the ocean of sin. Through the sweetness of her waters, she binds the hearts of unlimited souls to herself. Second one, may the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. Her pleasing streams decorate the Khandava forest. Her lake is filled with host of lotuses, around which various birds dance and sing appropriately. She neutralized the terrible sins of those lowly souls who even just want to bathe in her water. Third one, may the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. She crushes the sins of those living entities who immerse themselves in her waters. She greatly enhanced the flood of internal loving devotion to Krishna, the son of Nand, and repeatedly bestows auspiciousness on those who come in contact with her river bank. There is a wonderful picture of the Yamuna Devi, the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god, always purified me. She saved one from entering the abode of her brother Amraj, who punishes the sinful after death. So this is Suryadev sits with his children. So A very nice throne is there, Vishnuji sitting. One side is Yamaraj and other side, left hand side is Yamuna. That's the wonderful picture. Next, may the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. She penetrates the 7 rivers of the Rigveda, Sindhu, Saraswati, Vitasta, Sutudri, Vipasha, Parushini, and Aksini, which are served by those who live near them. She knows all of Sri Mukunda's wonderfully divine pastimes, and with her abundant effulgence, she surpasses the beauty of a host of blue sapphires. Next, may the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. She is beautifully decorated with the jewel of the circle of Mathura around her. She increases the beauty of the path of Rag Bhakti for the Vaishnavas devoted to divine love. See Yamuna's multitude of waves grabs and shows the feet of he who has a lotus nava, Lord Sri Krishna. Next one. May the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. She is decorated with beautiful river banks around which herds of cows move happily. Yamuna is adorned with many divine and fragrant rows of Kadamba flowers. She is very delighted by the association of the devotees of Narada's son, Krishna. There is a beautiful picture of Vrindavan. I can see this very nice swans swimming, trees on the bank of Yamuna river. It says the Yamuna river, swans and lotuses in her waters, cows and kadamba trees on her banks, and demigods in the sky praising her. I can see the different demigods is flying on their particular vehicle, the birds they use. I think we have 3 more left. May the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. She resound with the joyous cries of Mallikaksa swans. Those who are regulated by devotion, Vaishnavas, demigods, siddhas, and kinnaras, classes of living beings belonging to higher planets, worshipped her. Even a trace of the fragrance from the mud on her river bank decimates the bonds of material birth and death. Haribo. Next one. May the daughter of the lotus-friendly sun god always purify me. Her waters, spiritualized by love pastimes of Krishna, flow through the lower, middle, and higher planetary systems. Her fame itself is sufficient to burn away the core of the toughest of sins, and she remains automatically scented with the soap extract used by the son of Nanda, the cowherd leader. Last one. O daughter of the sun god, O you with beautiful waves, O rescuer from all sins, may you increase the flood of Krishna Bhakti of the person who with a self-satisfied mind glorifies you with these 8 prayers. So we will be reading the Meditate on Radha Kund, famous band of Srimati Radharani from tomorrow. And then finally we will read the glorification of Govardhan Hill. This is the verse number 9. So now we will dwell in the life of Srila Prabhupada that we observe the appearance day, and somehow or other I made some vow to chant certain number of rounds. And on Janmashtami night, I went to sleep around 1:30, then wake up at 5:30. And from 6 o'clock, I was chanting, and I have some commitment, so I didn't go to the temple whole day. May Srila Prabhupada be pleased with my effort to glorify the holy name. So we will read one more paragraph that we read on Friday to bring up to the speed, because we are so dull-headed, particularly myself. Only thing, like I was telling some devotees, that you render so much service, but I'm so useless. Only thing I can do is sit and chant the holy name. I finished my decided number of rounds yesterday from 6 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. 1 o'clock I take little bit lunch, breaking the fast. It was so sublime. We must begin to interfere. Prabhupada urged his disciples. Now we are 500 men and we reach have 50 years. So think of what we can do. But you must become dedicated as I am. What a nice instruction. Very well. Sometimes a Vaishnava is criticized as doing nothing. Very well. But Arjuna and Hanuman were Vaishnava warriors. When the High Court judges were Tilak, then we are successful. My Guru Maharaj said that my God brothers were forgetting temples, sunrise, eating a little, and chanting. But for us, first we work, then samadhi. So I hope that Krishna will allow me to chant. I think I have sacrificed quite a bit number of years dedicating my life to show the divine couple. And I hope they will be pleased with my new way of rendering service to them on my final stage of my life. Hare Krishna. So that's where we stop. So we will continue. The word samadhi technically refers to a state of trance in which one is completely absorbed in Krishna and forgets the material world and all material desires. Generally, samadhi is thought of in terms of secluded meditation. A highly advanced yogi goes to a solitary, peaceful place and meditate or chant constantly. You know, I have beautiful on my sunroom, I was sitting, I have so many tulsi plants of Vrinda Devi, like I'm sitting in the forest of Vrindavan and chant the holy name. So nice, I have so many tulsi plants that today I think I'm gonna plant them nicely in one area dedicated for Vrindavan, because I have so many in the pot and I don't know how many pot I can accommodate in my sunroom when the winter comes. So I'm gonna plant in one of the area that I can see from my sunroom. So that's my work in the morning today. And also I have to plant some pot for my dear Prabhupada and Madhav Prabhu that I have promised them to give some tulsi plant, but they have to wait for 10-15 days, because when you repot it, you have to take care inside the house, make sure that they rooted well, then I will donate them. to show my appreciation for what hard work they are doing. Hare Krishna. But Prabhupada demonstrated by his life's example that the world situation was too urgent for a devotee to retire and meditate. Rather, a devotee should labor hard to increase the Krishna conscious movement. This would benefit both the devotee and the masses. Prabhupada's disciple, therefore, as servant of the spiritual master, should work now and later, perhaps in old age and spiritual maturity. They could retire to a holy place to constantly chant and hear about Krishna. And I mentioned to my mentor also, I don't keep anything secret, that I didn't even attend a Prabhupada appearance day in the temple. But I was watching online with muted voice. Prabhupada emphasizes work. Yet, what was that work? At least for Srila Prabhupada, propagating Krishna consciousness was samadhi itself. Samadhi didn't have to be limited to sitting in a solitary place. The full meaning of the samadhi implied complete absorption in the loving service of Krishna, with the senses, mind, and intelligence fixed in trance. Thus, in samadhi, one should be active, traveling, preaching, distributing, back to Godhead magazine, chanting in the streets. If a devotee always thought of Krishna and worked on behalf of Krishna, then he was the topmost yogi. This had also been Lord Krishna's advice to Arjuna. Quote, remember me and at the same time fight. Srila Prabhupada was the emblem of active samadhi, always hearing about, glorifying, and remembering Krishna, and always fighting as a soldier on behalf of Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada's preaching in Nairobi had been especially active. He had established Krishna consciousness in a new city, setting the example for Brahmananda Swami to emulate, showing the standard for spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the continent. And Shyam Sundar was keeping his GBC godbrothers informed of Prabhupada's amazing activities as follows. The pace has been lightening fast, and His divine grace is opening up yet another vast theater of operations. The people are thronging with curiosity and serious questions. Prabhupada, after finishing one late night preaching marathon, asks for food and remarks, quote, you see, I'm hungry. Keep me talking. That's my life. Don't let me stop talking. Hare Krishna. But Nairobi was only one city in one country, on one continent. And Prabhupada's desire was to see Krishna consciousness in every city, town, and village in the world. How could he do it in one lifetime? Traveling to every city in the world, printing and distributing books in every language, constructing fabulous temples. He couldn't, but he wanted to do as much as possible in whatever time Krishna allocated to him, to ensure that the Krishna conscious movement would survive. He criticized the politicians' typical attitude that unless they themselves remain active, everything they had worked for would crumble. Such politicians were always reluctant to retire, preferring to remain in the office until their last breath. Prabhupada, however, had no personal ambitions, and he knew that results were awarded by Krishna. As a true sannyasi, he had renounced the world and worldly ambitions, but he had not become lazy. Haribo. He was executing his mission at an advanced age, and Lord Krishna was rewarding his attempts. Prabhupada, therefore, in a mood of reciprocating with Krishna, kept working to expand the Krishna consciousness movement, knowing that Lord Krishna wanted the world flooded with love of God. Srila Prabhupada had earnestly tried to do it, beginning in a storefront in New York City. And Krishna has responded, sending him a few men and enough money to pay the rent. Then Srila Prabhupada has attempted to do more, and again Krishna had responded. Thus the second ISKCON center, and a third and a fourth and more had sprung up, and book printing had begun. Srila Prabhupada, in his mood of loving reciprocation with Krishna, just kept attempting more and more. Now it was no longer simply one person's work. Srila Prabhupada was entrusting the work to his disciples. And those disciples, if they were actually to help, would have to adopt Prabhupada's selfless dedication. As they tried to follow him in his expansive plans, however, their mind faltered. For a handful of devotees to maintain even one temple in one city was a big job. Yet, Prabhupada was doing this 100 times over. He wanted the movement he had started to continue for thousands of years. And he was confident that as long as his followers remained pure, working within the guidelines he had given, they would be successful. Although the present age of Kali was the worst of all ages, in which people had little or no interest in spiritual life, Prabhupada had faith in the past Acharya's predictions that Krishna consciousness was destined to enter a golden age of worldwide influence. True, it was the worst of times, yet by the influence of the holy name of Krishna, it would become the best of times. The chanting of the holy name was the religion of the age. The people of Kali Yuga could find deliverance simply in chanting Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's activity shows he was empowered by Krishna. This is evident from his childhood, when at the age of 5, he held a Rath Yatra festival. And it is certainly evident from these years, 1968 to 71, when he actively expanded his Krishna consciousness movement. Prabhupada compared ISKCON to Varaha incarnation of Krishna, who at first had been no bigger than a thumb, but had quickly expanded to half the size of the universe. I remember I was giving a tour to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and we went to the storage area. Somehow or other, I don't know, I was showing the guest house, and next to the guest house we have 4 different storage space for different departments. So Maharaj, I was not actually gonna take in the storage area, but Maharaj says, "What is this, Shyamsundar? I want to see." So we went inside, and we have the Varahadev statue made from foam or something, and lifting the earth from the Garbhodak ocean. And Maharaj was really impressed, and he said, "You should make much bigger." That was Radhanath Swami Maharaj. ISKCON's rapid growth was not simply due to rapid communication and modern travel, nor to its founder Acharya's material organizational abilities. Prabhupada, judged materially, was not a likely person to conduct a worldwide movement, to travel vigorously, to write volumes of books, and to train thousands of disciples on every continent. He was satisfied with a simple, regulated life. Wonderful word, regulated life. Disciple means discipline. We must know exactly what our intention is, and when the intention is there, attention will follow, and we will be able to make our life very regulated. We have to make, like I always advise the devotees, that bisect your day. What exactly you are going to do. You may not be able to do exactly what you plan for it, but at least then morning time I'm going to do certain activity, in the afternoon I'm going to do certain. And we should try to follow that. We have to become regulated. And he disdained all such cultural items as music, fashion, sports, politics, art, food, anything not related to Krishna. He worked and traveled out of an intense desire to benefit the world with real culture, to implant spiritual culture in what to him was the desert of the materialistic society. Therefore, accepting that Prabhupada was not materialistically ambitious, we can understand his proclivity for worldwide propaganda and dissemination of a spiritual movement as entirely transcendental. He was acting solely to carry out the desire of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada saw himself as a servant of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, whose message he was carrying. That message, which was also the message of Lord Krishna, had come down through disciplic succession. Quote, "We are all spiritual souls, eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. We have now fallen into forgetfulness and are suffering birth after birth in this material world. But by chanting Hare Krishna, we can revive our lost relationship with God." Unquote. With Prabhupada's first success in America, a few of his godbrothers in India had minimized his work. Bhaktivedanta Swami, they had said, happened to have a temperament suited to mixing with lower class Western youth. The fact, however, as Prabhupada's own experience testified, was that the young people among whom he preached were not particularly receptive, nor had he arrived timely and welcome, simply to discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam to throngs of submissive disciples. He had been successful because of his great patience, tolerance, and compassion. So if you want to succeed in our devotional life, this quality we must imbibe in our life: patience, tolerance, and compassion. You know, three things are really extremely important. Our Acharya has given Namaruchi, Vaishnava Shiva, and Jivadaya. So we should analyze our life, how much in our life we have created the ruchi to chant the holy name, how sincere are we to serve the Vaishnavas, and how merciful we are to all of the living entities. This is a very good guideline to remain fixed in devotional life. If you do these three things nicely, you will see success will knock on your door. Chaitanya Charitamrita states that unless one is possessed of Krishna's Sakti, special power from God, one cannot propagate the chanting of the holy name. Kali Kalera Dharma, Krishna Nama Shatana, Krishna Sakti Vina Nahe, Tara Pravartana. Quote, the fundamental religious system in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Unless empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate this Sankirtana movement. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 7:11. In this verse, describing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also described Lord Chaitanya's servant, Srila Prabhupada. Had Srila Prabhupada not been empowered by Krishna, he could not have inspired so many people to accept the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. According to Vedic literatures, when a person has extraordinary spiritual endowment, Krishna Sakti, he is known as a Saktavyas avatar. Although the word avatar generally refers to incarnation of God himself, the term Saktavyas avatar refers to an individual empowered by God to enact the mission of God in this world. We'll read one more paragraph, I guess. Saktavyas avatar and their particular functions are mentioned in the Vedic literature. For example, the Emperor Prithu possessed the Sakti for God consciousness administration. The four Kumaras possessed the Sakti of transcendental knowledge, and Narad Muni possessed the Sakti of devotional service. Lord Buddha, whose name and activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam, is also a Saktavyas avatar. And even other divinely empowered personality outside the Vedic culture, such as Jesus Christ and Muhammad, are accepted by Vaishnava Acharyas as Saktavyas avatar. So I think we should be punctual in our practice. We should stop here. Vaishnava has other duties to perform. And before they leave, we would like to offer our humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who's taking so much austerity. When I hear the difficulties that the devotees face, when they write, it just melts my heart that how much devotee has to go through. But they never lose the faith in the process. And that's the beauty. And we should hang around with those who has passed through those obstacles with no deviation whatsoever in their practice. Because difficulty destined to come in our life. And I think that it's nothing but for purification. Krishna is so kind to all his devotees. So he never brings anything inauspicious in anybody's life. It's always, whatever he does is always for good. We have to have firm conviction about this. Then you see that nothing will happen to us, like happiness or in distress, in honor, dishonor, cold, hate, we should become somehow or other fixed. Those things should not change our course of action or our goal of our life. And these are the obstacles Krishna brings us to see how strong are we, how much strong faith we have. And we see the life of Prahlad Maharaj, how much Dhruva Maharaj, so many devotees' life we have seen. And that's the reason even Kunti Devi prays that every step of my life, please bring the problems so we can never forget Krishna. This is the real thing. So when the problem comes in our life, we should see that's Krishna's mercy, that He is making us slowly and slowly pure within our heart by giving the strength to face those adverse situations in our life. So with those thoughts, we should end our session. And I'll give the 10 seconds if anybody has any question, comment, correction, chastisement, suggestions, or reflections. But before that, let's offer our humble obeisances by uttering the prayer Vanchakalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhubhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So thank you very much. I'll wait for 10 seconds. Haribol. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Do whatever is needed to remain fixed in the devotion. And as I will repeat again, the Janmashtami is also a time where we can make some extra effort, increase your devotion in whichever way you like, but we must increase it. So highly think about, dwell on this point, because we don't have to remain stagnant in our devotional practice. It should increase slowly but steadily. So take some vow that you can maintain. Don't take, really heavy things that you cannot maintain. Because if you will take small step, and when you succeed, it will build up your faith that yes, if you decide to do something, we can do. It's not that hard, but we need to experience in our life. So just take small step at least, whatever you are doing. Increase the number of round or service or whatever, something to please the divine couple. So that's my humble request, because time goes very quickly. Days, weeks, months, and years has gone so many, and we still striving to remain fixed in our devotion. So this is the only way we'll remain fixed, is to increase and show Krishna that we are sincere to get his association. As Rupa Goswami says, at least know that one time Shankaracharya was saying in the prayer, the song that someone Prabhu played today, that at least we would like to see one time Krishna face to face. Haribol. So if Krishna so desires, we will see you before 2 o'clock. If not, then you can join at your convenient time. Vanchakalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhubhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you very much. I'm gonna log off now. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Dandavat Pranam.